Well, the aviation sector may be starting to take off again after the pandemic, but some things never change, including delays and detours. The war in Ukraine and the closure of airspaces has led to some longer flights. Our business correspondent, Juliet Mann, has been speaking to the CEO of Finnair.
The magic of flying, that experience of freedom is coming back. The small things, no masks. The fact that you can get the glass of champagne in the business class or in the economy. People want to feel that sensation of travel, that sensation of flying, and we see the demand coming roaring back.
We've all got used to video calls. Last time we interviewed you, it was via Zoom or Skype. But you're seeing a return of business travel?
Yes, we are gradually. It is for sure that leisure travel is leading the comeback, but there are definitely more than signs of life in business travel as well. So when we look at our bookings, for example, we are currently at the mark of 60% of pre-pandemic levels in terms of business travel, but the number is increasing gradually. And I think that during the course of the summer, during the fall, we will have seen a lot of business travel to recover. You
have some major strategic challenges to deal with, though, don't you? Russian airspace, not being able to fly over that. How's that affecting your day-to-day?
We were coming out beautifully out of the pandemic. Demand was recovering, and now we are faced with basically two external shocks that are related to the war in Ukraine. One is the Russian airspace closure, and the other one is the very high cost of fuel.
High cost of fuel, more emissions if you are still able to fly to Asia, but the long way round. What impact is that having on the business?
We are certainly still flying to markets like Japan, to South Korea, to China, but the routings are something like 40% longer when we go around the Russian airspace. So we have been needing to cut back on our flying to Asia, and we have refocused our network. So we have pivoted to West. We have been increasing our capacity at the Atlantic, introducing new destinations in US. We have been also increasing in South Asia, introducing new destinations in markets like India, Mumbai being an example, and then certainly now seeing a good comeback of demand in Europe. We are refocusing the network. We are adapting to the reality of Russian airspace being closed, and we think that it will be for a prolonged period of time. And that means that we, as well as the passengers, will need to adjust.
And what about the pandemic? Continued outbreaks, potential further shutdowns in China and other places of the world. How's that affecting your Far East business?
Well, for the time being, our Far East business is being affected by the pandemic, especially in markets like China, but also the Russian airspace closure. But eventually, I think that the COVID curbs will be lifted in Asia. We are seeing signs of that as we speak. South Korea has been reopening travel. Japan has just announced that during the course of the summer they will be opening. And I would imagine that eventually China will decide of similar measures. So the Asia focus for Finnair is also for the long term, and we are not turning backs to Asia. Asia will always play a big role for us.